Welcome to the Wolf Cave. Yellow Wolf. Me and my man, Ben Hameen, GA, Alabama Connect. Oh, you wanna know about the South? Okay. Claiming dirty South. Cool. Welcome home then. Welcome to the cold, hard truth. Bama, dead Native American spirits swarm the foothills and whisper through the weeping willows. It moves like a water rapid dancing through your meadows. Dim your lights for thick fog and gravel paths. Footprints of a ghost in the wet grass that lead into invisible prison cells past. That red rust is symbolic of the bloodbath. Just take a look. The younger generations committing the worst crimes. They lost in the tangle of elderly guidelines. Controlled by the unseen and claim one king. And worship an image despite lies and color schemes. The hawk puts a chill in the midnight breeze. Scavengers on the hunt, get whatever is free. The breath of the devil throwing metal debris at lost sons. Caught in the wilderness of the South, you better run for the ditch. There's locusts in the sky. Hide in the cellar, propellers are humming by in the Bible. In the Bible. Freight train shaking the walls and taking lives. Stained glass breaking the steeples on fire in the Bible. In the Bible. Yeah. Welcome to my land, my home, Bama, where the clouds turn green, where the clan marches up and down these small town streets, where cops look for excitement, where the oak trees split and burn from the blue lightning, where the plantation still stands like an undying reminder, where the rebel flag waves like an undying reminder. Some try to find a way out, it ain't easy. The economy's bad, most searching for a freebie, a fact. Hustlers every color, stay looking for the cracks. And loopholes, they stoop low and do jacks. With new clothes and shoes holes, they turn tricks. And follow each other cause mama just don't give a shit. See black lights and incense, they fill rooms. Cause no church can soul search like mushrooms. So young minds, they do lines to feel numb. Caught in the wilderness of the South, you better run for the ditch. There's locusts in the sky. Hide in the cellar, propellers are humming by in the Bible. In the Bible. Freight train shaking the walls and taking lives. Stained glass breaking the steeples on fire in the Bible. In the Bible. Like a thick black cloud of smoke that's drifting over the evergreens. The air we breathe ain't safe no more, mama. Nah, they polluted the whole scene, mama. The whole scene is filled with thoughts, education, and short dreams. The youth dying to live beyond what seems to be all that we have, mama. Yeah, but I ain't throwing up my hands, mama. No, I ain't throwing up my hands. To any grand scheme, I must speak to get free in my mind. If I can't free my body, then I write my song alone in the season. Put a message in a bottle for the broken seas to reach everybody. I know it's impossible, but I hope these words convey that hit one soul to eternity echo through my home and on. With the roots of a child, of a son, it ain't done. You better run for the ditch. There's locusts in the sky. Hide in the cellar, propellers are humming by in the Bible. In the Bible. Freight train shaking the walls and taking lives. Stained glass breaking the steeples on fire.
Yeah, Volusia, I just got that email. I'm not going to listen to it until we go on air, and I'll play it, and we'll hear it together for the first time. Y'all know the dealio. Hit the thumbs up because YouTube really cares, even if your boy does not. Show starts in a few short minutes. Thank you.
Soon in the morning, when I wake up, I hit my knees into the Lord. That I'm happy to be breathing. Cause I got lungs to still. How you feeling midday? Soul in the evening. Walking in the streets, I hit my knees and I tell the Lord I'm happy to be breathing. Buddy, I'm real no matter how you feel. That that's fine. I got soul in the nighttime. Sometimes I lay lines about hoes because I know hoes. I've been froze with cold minds and big behinds, but I refrain, that's old Wayne. I been chose not to pose or act or throw my jersey back and rap with baggy hats like you fags with new rags. Who the fuck is you fooling? Am I a hypocrite because I want some Jews and two twin pipes under my Chevy box? An element on spokes with the heavy knock. I dropped this beat. It took a while to realize who I can be. Cheap yellow wolf, keep it moving to the truth. Tell the youth we got the purifying sound. The whole globe sold up, Southside throw it up. This ain't no trend, my friend, fuck your pimp cook. Spill it out with this 808 kick while I chill with my chalice. Hypnotic on your suede and you need another outfit. I got that Walmart brand, I stand soul breathing. Speak for the heathens. Mama said you dirty boys got the world grieving. But we ain't responsible for guns, we just bleeding. Every bullet passing me by, whether it be words, bats, or wives cheating. Standing in the storm and yawning because I got soul in the morning. When I wake up, I hit my knees and tell the Lord that I'm happy to be breathing. Cause I got lungs to steal, like how you feel at midday. Soul in the evening. Walking in the streets, I hit my knees and I tell the Lord I'm happy to be breathing. Buddy, I'm real, no matter how you feel, that's fine. I got soul in the nighttime.
The right time, the right rhymes that I find embedded in my head again. I give back to the earth, and when I'm gone, each track and every verse will live on eternally. Been turning page after page, searching for words to convey the message and keep blessing it every day. Won't let it just slip away. I know the mind is a miracle, and I feel I got plenty of shit to say, but I don't live up on no pedestal. My head is still down to earth. You ain't gotta believe anything I'm telling you. Let it be known. I'm prone to light up a song, write up a poem, right or wrong, provide you a tone to last your life long. At last the mic's on.
Yeah, number one Tennessee homer. Yeah, your name fits your attitude. Yeah, that's for sure.
Never to sacrifice what I believe in. I was taught to tackle life head first and network, collect my efforts, get ready to sweat, work harder than ever. See the art you envision it starts with decisions and embark on a mission and never lose hope. And if you get hurt, just put your soul on your sweatshirt, put your best foot first. Remember that
that's Ben Hameen, Volusia.
Find you a rhythm in life. When you hear it, you can tell it's true soul.
Soul in the morning. When I wake up, I hit my knees and tell the Lord that I'm happy to be breathing. Cause I got lungs to steal, like how you feel at midday. Soul in the evening. Walking in the streets, I hit my knees and I tell the Lord I'm happy to be breathing. Buddy, I'm real, no matter how you feel, that's fine. I got soul in the nighttime. This day, this time, I ain't fucking up, I ain't leaving my kid behind. I ain't tough enough for the devil without the shine from the sun of the one who provide, who died, who cried as a man on this land, just to stand in the eyes of the God who created my hand, so that he could understand how we feel when the seal of the truth got broke. All the hope was lost, but he tossed me a key, a Cherokee merrily doing my deeds. Every day like needles of an evergreen, I'm stationary. I'll be there when the drive and my body drops, but I will fly on through dirt and the pine cones, the seed in the mud, the history of my soul shown with the almighty redwood oak. Giving air to my folks in the boat, they can float in with soul in the morning. When I wake up, I hit my knees and tell the Lord that I'm happy to be breathing. Cause I got lungs to steal, like how you feel at midday. Soul in the evening. Walking in the streets, I hit my knees and I tell the Lord I'm happy to be breathing. Buddy, I'm real, no matter how you feel, that's fine. I got soul in the nighttime.
study. I study, Peete.
It's a miracle. That's final.
That's right, yes. 25, baby. I'm official, baby.
Do you know what independence looks like, bro? You're staring at it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Midday Show. Happy Friday. Man, this week flew by. Anyway, we got football games tomorrow, some great ones. Hope everybody had a chance to check out our boy Always Irish. Yesterday, I went on his call-in show for about 45 minutes. So we had a good talk about the Clemson and Notre Dame game coming up this weekend. His concerns seem to be sort of like the same as mine. From what I could gather, being on that show was, because there's obviously the majority of the people in the chat there are Notre Dame fans. And they don't seem too confident about their ability to beat Clemson this weekend. I'm pretty confident too, but the line says different. The line opened up at like 3.5, which to me seems a little bit low. I was thinking more around 7 to 10 points would be more accurate, but we'll see. Clemson has not looked dominant the way that they should against lesser opponents all season long. They pretty much dominated NC State, and they definitely dominated BC. But outside of that, they let everyone else hang around for way too long. Big game tomorrow night for the Tater man. When I came out yesterday and said that, I feel like that this is a de facto playoff elimination game for Clemson if they lose this game, everyone's like, well, duh, Pete. Of course Clemson has to go 13-0. Well, that hasn't really been the case in the past, so I don't know why everyone's like all of a sudden thinking that a one-loss team can't get in the playoffs. So it's just this year seems a little bit different just based on what's happening in the Big Ten, what's happening in the Big 12, and really mainly what's happening in the Pac-12, because the Pac-12 has sort of been an afterthought for the majority of the playoff years. And this year they have a couple three. When I say a couple, UCLA, USC, and Oregon, all viable potential playoff teams, which would make it harder for a one-loss ACC champ to get in there. All right. Anyway, what we're going to do today. So last week, obviously I wasn't here. I was in Las Vegas, and so I forgot to do my Pickem last week. I was hovering right around 10th spot, 10th and 11th spot. And I didn't submit my picks, so I've dropped all the way down to 19. Anyway, I'm still going to stay in the game, right? I don't quit. No, there's no quitting this guy. I'll make the picks today, see if I can climb back up into the top 10 by the end of the season. And we'll see who's in first place and whatnot. Of course, then I'll read the news. And then we'll bring people on the StreamYard. In the meantime, let's see who's here. Oh, real quick, before I do the cheers to the chat, too. Let me forget this. For those who are wondering why I didn't put a poll up for the members-only stream this weekend, it's because I've already decided which game it's going to be, and that's really it. And I think everyone's going to agree with it anyway. So Clemson plays at 7:30. I'll be streaming that on the public side of YouTube tomorrow night at around 7:30. And the members-only stream will be the 3:30 game between Georgia and Tennessee, right? The big game of the day. And if you're not familiar with that, there's a link to become a member. It's $2.99 a month. Of course, you can cancel it at any time. If you only want 1 month, you can get it and cancel it after that. But anyway, the link to that is in the description of the video, all my live shows. And then what happens is I'll let you know when I'm going live for the members only. You should get a notification, but the whole members only live stream option on YouTube is still in development, and I didn't realize that until I did my first stream. It's worked well, but the notifications and stuff that go out to the members only have been spotty. according to them, which doesn't surprise me because the notification system on YouTube has been broken for a long time anyway. But that's a whole nother story. But I'll let you know when I'm going live. So in case you don't get a notification and you are a member, then you just go to my page and go to the, I've heard some people say you have to go to the page and then you have to go to the membership tab. And then the link will pop up in there. I don't know because I've only been on this side of it. I've never been on the members side of it that you guys are on, coming on somebody else's stream. So I don't know how it looks on your end. But anyway, we have a good time with the members only deal. So look forward to that. All righty then. Cheers to the chat. Everyone in my house is sick except for me. Kids are sick. Wife's getting sick. Everyone's throwing up. I hope I don't get sick. That'd be my luck. I'll be the last one in the house to get sick, and it'll be during college football Saturday when I'm trying to stream. What's up, Matt Dummett? Brendan Pratt. I don't know why I always say Brendan. It's Brandon. I'm sorry, buddy. Leave it up to me to screw up one of the easiest names to pronounce in the English language, Brandon. Scooter is here. Kevin Ron Harris, the nature boy. Little yellow wolf for the boys before the big weekend. Yes. The Uncle Lou. Volusia Orange. Oh, yeah. So Volusia sent me a Tater Man rap, according to him. I haven't heard it. He just emailed it to me before the show. So we'll listen to it here in a minute. We'll all listen to it together. What's up, Pastor Dave? Fishing GA1. Que paso? Number 1 Tennessee homer. I hope Clemson goes 13-0. We'll have a round 1 cupcake. Yeah, see, this is what Tennessee fans do. They don't realize, because, of course, they've never been in the playoffs before. They haven't even come close to sniffing a playoff spot since the playoff era began. Clemson going back to the playoffs is a ho-hum, just another year, son. So it's great to win all these great regular season games and look good doing it. It's a whole nother ball game to do it in the playoffs. What's up, Battle Angel? Slim Shady Canes is in the house. Sea-Dog. Vandy Dandy. Colby. What's up, bro? Brock Morris. He says, go Hokies. Luke Walker's here. Vandy Dandy. Ultra Magadog. The Natty is being played this Saturday in Athens, Georgia, bro. Yeah, I don't know. People have short memories. I mean, the 2018 team for Clemson had some struggles during the regular season. Then, of course, yeah, virtually nobody picked them to beat Alabama in the national championship, and they went and ran them off the field. Yeah, I hate to throw up, too. I do, too. I'm one of those people, like, you ever see these people that can throw up and be quiet while they're doing it? Like, there's no sound. All you hear is just, like, you know, the sound of the throw up. But when I throw up, I sound like I'm being, like, gutted. Or I'm like, super loud. Very dramatic. All right. Let's listen to this thing here. Let me pull this up here. Again, I haven't listened to this, so you guys are hearing it for the first time just like I'm hearing it for the first time. Let's see here. It's Volusia Orange. Silly. It's titled Silly Ass Tater Man Rap. All right. Hold on. I'm looking forward to this for some reason. Let's see here.
It's a whole lot of taters in this motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Whole lot of taters in this motherfucker.
Let's start it over. Hold on.
It's a whole lot of taters in this motherfucker. It's a whole lot of taters in this motherfucker. A lot of teams, they think they be great, but we break the mold. And you know that we gon' see hate, cause we 8-0. And I'm coming to ideate and create a foe. And I'm about to do a remake when we take the gold from the leprechaun. Look, don't listen to them talking heads, their narrative's weak. To me, get on the TV and they yammer on so frequently. Oh yeah, they're talented, but playing in the ACC pay millions, but they're analyzing it so lazily. We got the keys in the ignition, and my man DJ the ukulele on a mission. Read the defenses and he plan to make decisions, and he's scanning, make incisions with mechanical precision. Listen, so cry about the refs like the Buckeye fan base, cause whiny fan takes is something Tater man hates. Stacking wins like Hungry Jack with pancakes. Oh, you think you can take us, pull up on that handbrake, cause we some taters in this motherfucker. And there's a whole lot of haters in this motherfucker. Yeah, look, let's talk about them chickens. You know the only thing they're good for is finger licking. Thinking about the best seasons, it's really slim pickings. Best team in SC, it's them Busham County Pickens. Look, a Tater man, they really do not know how good it is to beat them down. No, it does not require wizardry. And yes, I truly feel delighted in their misery. Turn on this TV and I see them lose to misery at home. Yo, and you can take your cues from Paul, yeah, it's fine, bomb. And you can roll with your Vols or your Tide, dog. But one thing can't be denied, we gon' ride with the kids, with the lids, with the paws on the side, dog. The boys in orange got the crowd going bad shit, and we can move it on the ground and we can pass it, and we gon' put them leprechauns into a casket up in this motherfucker. Casket! Cause there's a whole lot of taters in this motherfucker. Yeah. Now go ahead and put them kids to sleep, cuz you know my tiger claw digs in deep, cuz throwing bows to the nose, ripping flows on the show here with my Tater man, PigskinPeete, and we some taters in this motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a whole lot of haters in this motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. That's definitely, after the show, I'm going to download that right to the soundboard so I can have easy access to it. Yeah, that was good. We some taters in this motherfucker. That was really good. I'm going to play that at the end of the show, too. Why not? Real quick, let's go ahead and get to the Pickem. Let's not waste any time with that. Now, again, like I mentioned before, I missed last week. I didn't make any picks, so I fell all the way down to about 19th place from, I think I was at 11 or 10. Anyway, first place, Robert Christie. Tied for second, Baylor Man and Nate the Great and Nature Boy. Three-way tie for second. Nature Boy's doing good. What did he get last week? You got 5 out of 8 last week, Nature Boy. That's good. I don't think I've got 5 right any week at all this whole time. Evan Williams and John Lumpkin tied for 5th. Chase Woods alone at 7th. Luke Walker, Christian tied for 8th. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4-way tie for 10th. B. Bean, Dalton from T-Town, J-Dog, Paxton. Dale at 14, along with Dog Behind Enemy Lines. X-Wing 16, Solo. Got a 2-way tie for 17th. Ben and Okie 29. Me and Ronnie tied for 19th. 21st, Traveling Fools. 22nd, Rick Sanchez. Looks like Rick's given up. I don't think he's played the past 3 weeks. Rick threw in the proverbial towel. Victor, also at 22, and then William and Wilkie in 24th and in 25th place. This still blows me away every time I look at it. Wilkie has only played 3 weeks, which is why he's in last place. But every time he's played, he's got 6 out of 8 correct against the spread. That's unbelievable. That's like better odds than a professional sports bettor in Vegas. Wilkie needs to start one of those websites where he charges like $5 for his pick each week. You know, the lock of the week is $5. So there you have it. All right, let's make these picks. We've got Air Force and Army. It looks like this game is in Army at West Point. Army 6.5-point home underdog against the Force. The Air Force, I think, the only service academy that does not run exclusive triple option. They do play some option, but fitting as their name is Air Force, they do air the ball out from time to time. You know what? I'm going to come back to that one. North Carolina and Virginia. Virginia, just not good. And they are a 9.5-point underdog at home to North Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and take North Carolina and as a 9.5-point favorite. I don't think this will be particularly close. I don't know what the over-under here is, but as far as this goes, I'll take North Carolina in the points. Look, they're just not going to be able to keep up scoring with North Carolina. As bad as North Carolina's defense has been all season, Virginia's offense might be worse. It's really bad. So I expect the Tar Heel man to pour it all over. So there you go. Texas Tech at TCU. Of course, TCU undefeated in the Big 12. 10.5-point home favorite against the Red Raiders. This is a tough one. I mean, if you sit there and just look at Texas Tech's schedule and their record, sitting there at 500, you would think they're a bad team. They're really not. They've lost some close games, and they played some tough opponents. You know what? I'm going to come back to that one, too. Of course, I'm picking TCU to win the game. I don't know about 10.5, though. They're due to slip up, too. I mean, maybe they don't. Maybe they go undefeated. I don't know. Florida at Texas A&M. Texas A&M, a 3.5-point home favorite against the Gators. If you look at they put a percentage by these picks to let you know what percentage of people picked which team against the spread. And this one's pretty even. I mean, most of them are pretty lopsided. 58% of the people picked Florida and 42% of the people picked Texas A&M in this. I'm going to take Florida. I think Florida's a better team than Texas A&M right now. Both teams, obviously, very disappointing season, given the expectations that their fans had for them for the season. But A&M, I believe, is just falling apart at the seams. And the only reason they're favored in this game at all is because it's in College Station. Otherwise, they'd probably be an underdog. Give me Florida in the points. I think Florida wins the game outright. Tennessee at Georgia, the big game of the week. I've already been on record as saying, give me Tennessee in the points. This is a hard game to figure out. I think it's going to be closer than 8.5. That's all. I don't know who's going to win. But 8.5 seems like a lot. So, yeah, give me Tennessee in the points. Penn State at Indiana. How many have I picked so far? I picked 3 out of 8. Penn State at Indiana. Penn State ranked 15. They're sitting there with 2 losses. Got bent over the knee and spanked by Ohio State. 13.5 points. Indiana sitting there at 3-5, no good. Still seems like a lot of points to me. What do you guys think about that one? What do you guys think about that one? 13.5 points, Indiana at home. Home underdog against Penn State. That's a big number for a home dog. I guess nobody has any thoughts on that? SEC dog, I take the 10.5. I don't know which one you're talking about here. Oh, you're talking about Texas Tech TCU game. Penn State is better than you're giving them credit for. When did I say that Penn State was no good? Did I say that? I'm just saying that's a lot of points. They might be better. You know what? I don't know. Didn't they turn the ball over like 6 times against Ohio State? So everyone's saying, Chiquita's saying Penn State. All right, so look, I'm going to let you guys make this pick for me. I think 13.5 is a lot. I know Indiana's no good, but that's a lot to be down by at home in the spread. But I'll take Penn State. I mean, Penn State's played 2 good teams, and they got spanked by both of them. So, whatever. Syracuse at Pittsburgh. 3.5-point favorite. Pitt is. Yeah. Pittsburgh's been a roller coaster, haven't they? It just depends on which Pittsburgh team's going to show up. You never know. Syracuse, was sitting there at 6-0. Now they're 6-2. Back-to-back losses to the Tater man, and then, of course, to Notre Dame and the noise fart box last week. Yeah. This is tough. I don't like a lot of these lines this week. My favorite one so far is the Tennessee at plus 8.5. Give me Syracuse. Give me the fruit. I don't trust Pittsburgh. Oklahoma State at Kansas. You guys remember when Kansas was 5-0? Yeah. 3 losses in a row since then. They were a good team with that quarterback. He went down. Team went down with it. Yeah, you hate to see it. Seriously, do hate to see it. That was a good story while it lasted. Oklahoma State, a 3.5-point favorite at Kansas. Yeah. Go ahead and give me the pokes for that one. Now we got 6. I got 2 more I can make here. So UCF at Memphis. Memphis 3.5-point home dog. UCF is ranked in the top 25 at the 25 spot. Liberty at Arkansas. Liberty ranked 7-1. Liberty ranked. Texas at Kansas State. Another top 25 matchup. Texas sitting there at 24. Kansas State at 13. 13 with a 6-2 record. Kansas State, a 1.5-point home dog as the much higher ranked team. That's unusual. And because it's unusual, I definitely want to pick that one. I'm going to take the home dog Kansas State at 1.5. And then, so we got here Arkansas minus 14.5 against Liberty. Hold on now. 14, give me Liberty. Yeah, I don't care where this guy. I know it's in Fayetteville. That's fine. 14.5. An unranked Arkansas. Yeah, Liberty can score. I know that. I know there's a difference in talent between the SEC and Almighty Liberty and all, but that's a lot of points. Give me the Jesus people. Go Jesus. Big fan of Jesus. Yeah. All right, let's get the news.
Breaking news from the PigskinPeete YouTube channel.
I'm hesitating whether to click on this damn article right here or not, because it's just so. Normally I wouldn't click on this, but it's just so bizarre. I started reading a little bit of it. 4 men pled guilty to conspiring to sexually assault their own wives. These men are just clearly sickos. All right, 4 men pled guilty on Monday in Singapore court. Oh, that's one place you don't want to be pleading guilty to anything is Singapore. Beautiful country. Isn't that where they didn't they cane that American guy for what did he do? I forgot what he did. Didn't he like deface something property or something? And they caned that man. Anyway, in Singapore court to conspiring with other men to drug their wives was said it was before raping them afterwards to fulfill their wife sharing fantasies. Jesus Christ! Wow. Wow. Talk about husband of the year. Holy hell. Yeah, I thought I had heard it all. This is taking this shit, crazy to a whole new level here. Besides drugging their wives and ex-wife, a company director was living with his former wife at the time. The men also live streamed and recorded the acts for others to watch. Yeah, these guys are real winners here. Yeah, I don't even want to read that. That's just creepy as fuck. I wonder what's going to happen to them. Like I was just saying, I was making a joke about the guy that got caned for some misdemeanor crime in Singapore. What are they going to do to those guys? Singapore is pretty rough as far as their laws. Like they'll lock you up and throw away the key without even thinking about it. That's why there's no crime over there. Well, except for these jabronis. Singapore should stone the playoff committee. McDonald's is facing another coffee-related lawsuit, and this one's even worse. So that you remember what the original one was, right? Where the coffee was too hot and burned somebody, and they sued McDonald's for like $80 million or some ridiculous amount of money and won. So then after that, they plaster the word hot all over the cup because, nobody has enough common sense to believe that the coffee might be hot because it's a hot drink, So it looks like we have another lawsuit here. Let's see what this is. I'm suing McDonald's if my coffee isn't hot. What do you think about that? McDonald's is enduring yet another coffee-related lawsuit. This time, an insider reports an Alabama woman has filed a $13 million lawsuit against the fast food chain after being served a cup of coffee that contained harmful chemicals and resulted in damage to her throat and organs. Well, Jesus Christ. Well, that's a good reason to sue. Nothing like a good old cup of chemical coffee from the double arches, the golden arches. According to the woman, after she realized she'd actually consumed chemicals and not a normal cup of coffee, McDonald's employees refused to let her see the label on the chemical bottle. What the fuck? On the chemical bottle. I'm confused. They also allegedly refused to call 911 on her behalf. Well, damn. Look, lady, you drank chemicals. Get over it. Can you call 911? No. Can I see the label on that chemical bottle? No. Get out of here. Take your coffee and get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that coffee machine is about to be broke like that ice cream machine, ain't it? Yeah. She'll win. That's the bottom line of that. She'll win. They'll settle with her because whatever. She's suing for $13 million. They'll offer her whatever it is, 10 to shut up and go away. Because if they take it to court, she'll probably get the full 13 or maybe even more. And believe me, McDonald's can pay the fine or whatever, the civil suit, not a problem. Penalty on extra point and analytics leads to bad beat on Eagles Texans under. That sounds like clickbait to me. All right, I'll read it because, why not? Curious now. For many years after the two-point conversion was adopted by the NFL, it was used sparingly in certain spots. Then coaches armed with analytical information became more aggressive while the old guard struggled to figure out the logic. It is worth going for two when you're up 7 points in the fourth quarter. Apparently so. I don't know about that. In reality, there wasn't much difference between the Philadelphia Eagles being up 11 or 12 on Thursday night, but there's a huge difference for some bettors. Yes. The over-under for the Eagles game against Houston landed on 45. It was 45.5 at times during the week. It was going to be close in the fourth quarter. The Eagles scored about 11 minutes to go to take the 27-17 lead. If the Eagles kicked the extra point, the under-bettors were still alive for at least a push and maybe a win if they betted at 45.5. The Eagles lined up for an extra point. Then things got weird. The Texans were called for a neutral zone infraction with the Eagles lined up for the extra point. For many coaches, the extra yard closer to the end zone changes the math. Even though Sirianni was fined by going up 11 points moments before, now that he has a half the distance to the goal line, he wanted to go up 12. He went for the two-point conversion. The Eagles ran the play you're getting sick of already, in which Jalen Hurts ran a quarterback sneak with a teammate pushing him in the back. The Eagles scored. That made the score 29-17 for a total of 46 points and clinched the over. So that's the reason you see people break. Like, if you go to a sports book or something and you see somebody, throw their whiskey glass across the room and you start yelling the F word incessantly, that's why. Stuff like that. I would be pissed if I had the under too, and then the Eagles pulled that meaningless two-point conversion bullshit just because of analytics. Analytics has made a lot of coaches robots. That's the only thing I don't like about it. They've got this diagram sheet, and if we're at this down and this distance and whatever, it's just like a pie chart. And whatever that damn paper says to do is what they do. They don't even think about it. So, sucks to be the people that bet the under on that game. I feel sorry for you. Actually, I don't. I lost a bunch of money last week, too. Nobody felt sorry for me. Matcha ice cream proves too much to handle and hilarious viral videos. So is this supposed to be that shit that's like super spicy ice cream, which is whoever invented that should be caned in Singapore. If whoever invented spicy ice cream deserves 30 lashes by the Singaporean government. No, 40 lashes. Let's see if that's what this is. Yeah, the analytics thing is interesting because, it didn't really even become a thing until maybe about 20 years ago. But there's nothing wrong with analytics if you're using it as a tool to help you understand certain situations better. But to use it as like the end-all, be-all, de facto play caller, I think is too far. And some of these coaches and teams take it too far. Not just in football. I mean, it's every sport. I know it's really bad. I don't even follow baseball. But from what I understand, it's actually the worst in baseball. The 33-second video shows a compilation of people struggling after taking a bite of matcha ice cream from a so-and-so store in Tokyo. A slightly longer version of the video, which was posted on YouTube in March 2021, briefly shows how special matcha ice cream is prepared. Do I want to see this kid spit out this ice cream? You know what? Why not? Yeah.
それは田端駅の長峰聖地にあるこちらのソフトクリーム表面を覆い尽くすおびただしい抹茶の量
That looks disgusting, by the way.
製茶工場の直売店になりましてむせ返るほど抹茶をかけたソフトという意味で
What is it? Is it like ice cream that has wasabi in it or something? Oh, whatever that shit is. It's like some green powder. You know that shit's hot. It's like wasabi. It's like dried wasabi.
リアルにむせる
結構かけすぎじゃないですかいやあのぐらいかけて味わっていただきたいと思います
それではその味を
Yeah, no thanks. I already did. I don't. You guys remember when I did the one chip challenge, the Packy Reaper chip challenge thing a couple years? Well, I did it during the pandemic. That's about as far as I'm willing to go, and that wasn't even because that thing was really that hot. I mean, it was hot. But boy, oh boy, did it do a number on my stomach. The next day, I swore I would never eat one of those, and I won't ever eat one again because of the aftermath. And so there's 0.0 chance that your boy Pigskin Pete is ever eating matcha ice cream from Tokyo, Japan. 0.0. Yeah, I did that on YouTube. The one chip challenge deal. The worst part was the taste. The damn thing tasted like a dirty sock. I'm not even kidding. And it was hot for whatever, 4 or 5 minutes. A genius idea, by the way, to find a way to sell one potato chip or tortilla chip for like $10, and people will buy it. You know what the markup on that is? The profit margin? Things cost like a penny to make. I have not even been. I'm a bad boy. I've not been paying attention to the World Series. Mrs. Pete has because she likes Philadelphia teams. She can't help it. She has ties to the area. So anyway, she's a Phillies fan. So she's been watching the World Series. I haven't. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like, I don't know who won last night. Pete Pacquiao, yeah. Oh, yeah. This one won't like, Volusia won't like this one. Video captures screaming woman dragged to quarantine camp in China. Yeah, I'm not clicking on that. That's just disgusting there. Man, this is a depressing news day. I've skipped over 90% of this stuff because it's all bad. Here we go with the Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc thing again. No, hey, nobody cares. What were their names on Friends? Chandler and who's the other guy? What was the other guy's name? Chandler and Joey, right? Yeah, Joey and Chandler. I guess Joey and Chandler are no longer friends. Okay. Yeah, that's going to do it for the news. Joey. Yeah, Joey. Yeah, Joey. We got Luke here. Slim, is that you? It is. Good. We got Nate the Great, or as he's calling himself now, Newt DeGroot. Where? First of all, where did that come from?
That came from Lou.
Oh, Newt DeGroot. Does it have a meaning, or is it just silly?
I don't know. It's probably both.
I mean,
Both.
have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, is that what you're saying? You're saying the Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy? I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense. You are kind of like the Groot, a little bit.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, Houston won last night.
Houston won last night. Okay.
Yeah, like 2 or 3-2, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, Phillies are a poverty franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping the Phillies got swept because Bryce Harper's whiny bitch.
Uh-oh. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of sad because I wanted the Phillies to win because they haven't won since, 2005 or something like that?
2008.
Oh, close enough.
Well, nobody was cheering for the Cubs. They hadn't won nothing since 1908, and everybody was mad when they did win.
Hey, just so you guys know, all the people that are in the back room right now, you guys know the deal. You're gonna have to verify it's you before I put you on because there's some 12-year-old running around trying to get me every day, and I'm not having it.
Yep.
So, there's Vic.
So it's beef time.
Yeah, it's beef time. Yeah, so I think that that maybe on my Friday show, Nate, do you think you can come on my show this evening so we can settle our beef?
Hold on. Hold on now. I'm new to this conversation.
Wait,
so there's beef between you and Nate, or Nate, the Newt, the Groot?
Lou thinks that there's a beef between me and Nate because Nate.
It's just
this beef is verified.
Because Nate beat me
in a hairdo
contest last week on the morning show. So now Lou thinks that I have a beef with Nate.
Yeah, I'm undefeated.
Yeah, I want to hear more about this. But real quick, Tiger Paw Craven, I'm going to just sit tight back there, buddy. As soon as Nate gets off, I'll bring you on. But all right, so where's the origin of this beef? Who started it?
All right, I think
my vote actually is for Vic because he's constantly beefing with somebody. Because before this, it was Michael Hogue.
No, I never had a beef. I never had a beef with Michael Hogue.
Yeah, you did have one with Hogue, and then you.
Was the word through the grapevine.
I did not. Hogue even said that there never was a beef. So he said it himself that there never was.
Yeah.
All right, so we disagree. There was a thing with Hogue, and then you let the whole world know that you didn't give two shits about Celine Driver.
Beef with Celine.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought I had a beef with Celine.
Yeah, Celine was getting hit by a hurricane, but Vic he didn't even care. He was just like, yeah, he'd be all right.
Well, here's a question, Vic. Is it a Celine thing or is it a Jew thing?
Well, I did.
You agree with Kyrie?
Well, all I said was that you shouldn't try to call him because he probably won't answer. Well, he didn't answer because he didn't have service.
Yeah, so I think Lou was worried about Celine Driver, being through a hurricane, direct hit and whatnot, and he wanted to call Celine and check on him, and you were like, "There's no why? Who cares?"
Well, what he said was, what should I?
Vic doesn't care if he's okay.
Or would that be silly? And I said that would be silly.
Yeah. Now,
calling checking on people is silly.
He did.
I texted Pete to make sure his plane didn't crash and he got back home from Vegas.
Yeah. You did.
Yeah. Let me explain the beef with me and Vic.
Okay.
And Vic told a little bit about it on the morning show, but we were doing a hair contest with who has the best looking hair on the morning show while I was at Lou's house, and basically Lou said I won that round. And
well, Vic had been the reigning champion for months, and he got dethroned, and he got mad about it.
So this
I didn't get mad about it.
So this originated over a hair contest.
Yes.
Okay.
I think this could be settled by a fight to the death.
You know what? Throw them in a pit, a few broken bottles, go.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm probably going to win this one because
I don't know, man. I think Vic could just ram that hover round into your shins, and that would hurt.
Well, yeah, because I'm too tall and I have big feet, so.
Vic gonna do a roll by on you, and we ain't never gonna hear from Nate again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Vic won't even stop. He'll just keep rolling and shooting, just like a drive-by.
Fuck out, bitches. Yeah.
He's probably got a double barrel shotty built into the chair that pops out when he presses a button.
Boom.
You ever seen that movie Dusk Till Dawn with George Clooney and what's his face?
Of course.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino, yeah. First of all, a great classic movie. But you remember when they're sitting in the vampire bar, and the one guy, I think he's a truck driver, when the it looks like it may be like a 45 or something pistol comes out of his crotch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Vic. That's Vic with that hover round. He's got fucking it's like a transformer. He hits a button, and guns just start popping out of that son of a bitch in every direction. You know what I mean?
Jesus. My gun's my hammer. That's good. Hopefully we can sell this like you said, Vic, but
like the civilized gentleman that you are.
Yes, like civilized gentlemen that we are.
Hey, but at least I get some bitches.
So we can't do the YouTube boxing. You got to get in on this.
Well, I just want to see somebody get slapped with a white glove. That's what I'm waiting on.
You know those big boxing gloves? Never mind. That doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that's actually a good idea. There's also
Put the
those
gloves on in the backyard.
You know, those big giant gloves. They're ridiculous. You're not gonna hurt anybody with those.
The problem for Vic is I don't know if his hands is big enough to fit in those things.
Yeah.
But
now, Nate, you do realize that you're coming out on the wrong end of all this, because at the end of the day, you're in a beef with a cripple. Punching somebody in a wheelchair is not a good look.
No.
Well, that's a lose-lose situation, Nate. Don't do that. Don't.
No, I would never do that. Even.
Don't do it.
Hold on. Battle Angel says Uncle Lou watched From Dusk Till Dawn for the first time on Thursday night. Where the hell has he been all this time?
What?
That's wow. Okay.
That movie's weird. It's a totally different movie. The first half of the movie and the second half of the movie are like two different movies. It's like it switches right in the middle.
I watched Inception for the first time.
I don't know if you
2 weeks
guys
ago.
are going to movies or I don't know if you guys are going to movies this year at all. But there's a new Marvel movie called Wakanda Forever. Is honoring.
It's
the new Black Panther.
It's the new Black Panther movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna say anything because that's a spoiler.
So I'll admit here, since this is a safe space, I've never seen Black Panther.
Well, that's okay. I mean, you can always.
You really aren't.
It's a good movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you, Pete. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so.
And I've heard people say it's good too. I just haven't seen it.
It's good.
It's a typical cookie cutter Marvel movie. I mean, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
Slim doesn't care.
And the guy that played Black Panther, he died, right?
Yeah, Black Panther, I think.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. I mean, that sucks.
Did he die of cancer or something like that?
Yeah, he was young. I mean, he was 30-something, right?
Yeah, it's young.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had cancer while he was filming the movie and didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
So nobody knew while he was filming the movie that he was literally dying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he didn't even come out and let anybody know until after the movie had already came out, right?
He didn't tell. Nobody knew until he died.
Right.
Yeah. But rest in peace for Chadwick.
I mean, if you look at him like 6 months before, he looked terrible.
Yeah.
He
So,
was
I mean,
skinny.
it makes sense.
He was skinny. Skinnier than his normal form for the movie. But
Yeah, he was like a blue dude level scrawny.
But
he was jacked in the movie. It's impressive.
But
That's what he was going through.
Pete and Tiger Paw and stuff.
For a movie role while you're dealing with cancer, like, come on, bro. Like, that's, hey, shout out. Man.
Yeah.
He filmed multiple Marvel movies while he had cancer.
But yeah, Pete and Tiger Paw, you need to try to watch the first one before you see the second one, but because I recommend it.
Yeah, all the you can get all the Marvel movies on.
Well, I don't know if he has
on Disney Plus.
No, Disney Plus. I meant. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys before I go. I'm actually doing flag football next weekend for Unified Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm on Nebraska-Lincoln Unified flag football team.
You're on a flag football team? Is that what you said, Nate?
Yeah.
Wow. What position do you play?
We do any position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
So you just do it all. You're like a Swiss Army knife back there.
I need you to moss somebody, Nate. You have to fight for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if I was the quarterback, I'd just throw up 50-50 balls and let Nate go get them. Actually, I wouldn't. He said he can't even dunk. He's 6'6" and can't dunk.
Hey, the good thing, a good thing about being tall is you don't have to jump. You just gotta reach for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nate, how tall are you?
That makes it even. He says he's 6'5". I've stood next to the guy. He's every bit of 6'6".
And you can't dunk?
6'6"?
Yeah, Nate is enormous, dude. Have you seen the pictures of him standing next to me? I look like a child standing next to him.
You can't dunk, Nate?
Well, I can dunk with 7 feet, but that's about it. That's be honest.
I can almost grab rim on the 10 feet, and I'm 6 feet.
I need to hit the
gym. I had no idea he was 6'6".
People get mad about stereotypes, but they're stereotypes for a reason because they're true.
Nate's vert has to be like 10 inches.
When I posted that video after the Slav Olympics of me taking pictures with everybody, and then somebody was like, "Man, I didn't know Pete was like so short." And I go, "No, I'm not short. Nate's just a giant."
Yeah.
Yeah, you are too.
Nate, you should have been offensive tackle.
Hey, I know I was a little bit chubby when I was at Slav Olympics. I actually downed weight a little bit, if you didn't know.
Wait, Nate, didn't you play hockey?
Yeah, I did play
hockey.
You were
6'6" playing hockey?
Well, okay, according to when you're on skates, you're a little bit tall. You get a little bit taller when you're on skates because it has blades on.
Playing hockey sounds terrifying.
So I would be like 6'8" on hockey skates on ice.
Bro, there's no way I'm playing hockey. No, absolutely not.
Plus, I even told P. I checked the girl on the boards once when I was little. I don't know if you remember that, Pete, but I told you about it on one call-in show. I was in a hockey league, a hockey club, a little tier for little kids. And I wanted to try to check somebody, but it was a girl. I'm not allowed to check girls, but I was playing a girl team, and I checked the girl on the boards.
Wait a minute. So first you're checking girls into the board. Now you're talking about beating up cripples. Nate, come on, man.
Nate's a person, bro. He's a terrible human being.
Nate's got no shame in his game. Between him and Vic, there's
the reason why I checked her is she was not my type, but yeah, she was not my type.
I'm gonna show you guys.
You're saying ugly girls can just get hit by
the reason I've got this.
As long as the girl is ugly, you can.
The reason I have this picture pulled up is I want to give people some perspective here into Nate.
I even have it on one of my videos too. So.
For anybody who can see this on YouTube, this is me, Traveling Fools, D4, Raj, and Kevin here. Now, me and Traveling Fools are both about 6 foot even. D4 is probably, 6'3"?
Yeah.
He's probably about that, 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, and so is Raj, and so is Kevin. All those guys are over 6 feet. So everybody in this picture is at least 6 feet tall. Now watch this.
Are you at the 40-yard dash thing?
I'm gonna give you some perspective here. If I can find it.
And the 40-yard dash, Nate, he was only 10 inches tall because he was face down in the snow.
And plus, I slipped.
Here we go, right there. Look at that.
Oh my God.
That's the difference. I told you, I look like his little brother or something.
But you're older.
Yeah.
He's at least 6'4".
He's 6'6", dude. I'm telling you, it's hard to tell from this picture, but
yeah.
We need to measure.
Stood next to basketball.
Nate, we need to measure you.
Real short.
We need to measure you on the air one day.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, find out exactly how tall Nate the Great is.
Yeah, plus
your height, not your hammer.
Yeah, your height. Yeah.
And plus, we even tried to do one at my house. It didn't really do it didn't work that way because we tried, but it didn't work last time because I was moving all over the place on the measuring tape, or whatever it is. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm tall, and I even found out where I get my tallness from. Is my great grandfather, my dad's side. So he was like 6'5" when he was alive. So yeah, that's how I got my tallness from. So yeah.
Isn't it weird how you can make fun of tall people but not short people?
Yeah,
you can make fun of short people.
I mean, you can, but it's kind of mean if you do, right?
Dude, I point and laugh at midgets all the time.
I know, but but you know what I'm saying. It's the same thing with it's the same thing as you make fun of Golden Blue Dude for being really skinny, but if you make fun of somebody for being really fat, then you're just an asshole, right? So it's like.
All right, y'all. It's been good talking, y'all.
Huh?
Have a good night.
Okay, see you later, Nate. Have a good one. Nate. Newt the Groot.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I feel like when you're making fun of someone for being fat, there's just a line you don't cross. But you can call someone fat.
Well,
funny.
My point is like, why is it okay, socially acceptable to make fun of tall, skinny people, but not short, fat people? That's all.
Well, see, I disagree. I think it's socially acceptable to make fun of anybody and everybody.
I know, but I think is it Chris Rock maybe that has that bit, and he's like, you can't make fun of. I mean, you can make fun of tall people. Look at your tall ass, you tall ass motherfucker. And nobody cares. Yeah, it's a double standard.
That's true. We need to start making fun of all these stupid people that sue McDonald's for stupid reasons.
Well, yeah,
I mean, that wasn't a stupid reason.
No.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Them having
Slim,
chemicals in her
if they poison this lady, they poison this lady, dude.
Yeah, bro, if I got chemical burn down my esophagus from drinking a coffee,
yeah,
I'm definitely.
Yes, I'm suing you. I'd sue for more than 13 million.
Coffee doesn't mean it's just because it's hot coffee doesn't mean there's chemicals.
Well, that's what they
sued because it was hot. Because there was chemicals.
There was chemicals in it. The chemicals actually burned her internal organs. It said.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well.
I'm definitely suing, man.
Yeah, I'd sue for more than 13 million too. McDonald's has enough money. Give me 50.
You definitely.
And then
I'm suing for way more than 13 million.
You want to talk about shit that's wrong with this country? Talking about stupid ass. That's like the guy that sued McDonald's because he got fat. It's like, no, bro, you're 600 pounds because you didn't put the fork down. It ain't McDonald's.
Well, now that is stupid. I agree with you.
Them putting chemicals in your coffee.
Yeah.
Prove it. We don't. That is all an allegation at this point. Nothing is.
Dude, not being able to stop eating is more his fault than someone drinking what they think is a coffee, but it turns out it's chlorine.
I think all we're saying, Slim, is if it does come out to be true that there was chemicals in the coffee, like that's a legitimate reason to sue.
And I'm just, I agree, and I'm just saying I'm willing to bet that it was just another case of hot coffee.
Maybe it's true. And McDonald's.
That has to be some really hot coffee. It burned your internal organs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the coffee.
Well, your esophagus is considered an organ.
Yeah, that means that.
They said her internal organs.
That the coffee.
Esophagus is not your internal organ.
They should just put that chemical in all their food to kill you faster. It's killing you slowly anyway.
And let's be perfectly honest here. You're worried about the chemicals in the coffee, but you're not worried about the chemicals in the Big Mac. Fuck off.
I haven't eaten at McDonald's since I was in like elementary school.
That's not real food.
Do you always eat at McDonald's? Is that what this is?
It's not real food.
I don't eat McDonald's anyway.
I saw
Tiger
Super
Ball,
Size
you cut
Me
out. I
at
didn't hear
McDonald's
you.
again.
I mean, I'll
No.
eat. I
I was
eat
just making a joke saying that you own stock at McDonald's. That was it.
No, I don't.
I probably eat it a few times a year because, you know, every once in a while the kids want it and we'll just go through the drive-thru and I'll get something too. But every time I do have it, I regret it. Like, it makes me, it just makes me feel bad. Like, about 2 hours after eating it.
If you want a burger, we're going to get you an actual burger. We're not going to McDonald's.
I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm the same way. We end up eating there a few times a year, but I mean, all fast food is terrible for you, but McDonald's is the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
I think so too.
The only time I even consider eating at McDonald's when it's like 1 in the morning and there's nothing open.
And have you seen the prices at McDonald's now?
They've gone up.
That's the prices everywhere.
It's ridiculous.
We took the kids out trick-or-treating the other day, and we went out Sunday night, and we had to grab something, you know, on the way home because it was 7:30, and we put the kids to bed at 8. Man, it was $35 to feed the 4 of us.
Let me tell you something. That's one thing about going out west to Las Vegas. Everything's way more expensive out there. We went to Subway, all right, for lunch, me and Mrs. Peete. Now, this was in Arizona. It was on the way to the Grand Canyon. But anyway, still that part of the country. We stopped at a Subway that was in a gas station. We got 2 foot-long subs and 2 medium drinks. That's it. How much do you think it was?
No, like.
Oh, I have a Subway here. It's expensive.
It was $38
Jesus Christ.
for 2 foot-long Italian subs and 2 medium drinks.
Remember when the footlongs used to be $5?
Yeah. Now they're like 20, apparently.
Yeah, there's a Subway around here that's like walking distance, so I go there every once in a while. I'll get the regular footlong combo, and it's like $15.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's just a footlong sub, a bag of chips, and a fountain drink.
You used to be able to go to McDonald's, and I'm talking probably about 20 years ago. Well, you know, back when I used to go to McDonald's on a regular basis, I don't anymore. But you could, for 2 kids and 1 adult, easily $15. Now it's like 40.
The dollar menu was a thing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
Hey, you can still get some good deals at Wendy's, though. You can get like 3 burgers for $4.
Yeah. Yeah, fast food ain't cheap. That's for sure.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's not good. It's not fast. It's not good, and it's not cheap.
Yeah, we've turned the corner. It used to be, it was way less expensive to eat unhealthy, right, with the dollar menus and stuff. Now I think it's more expensive to eat unhealthy. It's cheaper to eat healthy right now.
I think everything's expensive.
You know what's really funny? They finally got their $15 an hour or whatever, and the service is worse than it's ever been.
Yeah. Not only that, everything is kiosks now. If you go inside, you're lucky to be able to talk to a human in there. It's all kiosks.
Well,
you never talk to a human.
Yeah.
I told
Which is
people
funny
it's
because
going to
fast
happen.
food owners still get around paying you minimum.
Yeah.
Well, minimum wage still $7.25.
Isn't it? That's the federal minimum wage, but is there some states have a higher one, right?
Oh yeah,
North Carolina's 15, I'm pretty sure.
New York, not New York, but California is fixing. They're going to have a minimum wage specifically, excuse me, for fast food employees, and they're talking like $21, $22 an hour.
Oh well. So yeah, you'll be paying $15 for a Whopper, or whatever.
I think people need to go back and actually understand what the concept of the minimum wage was. It's not meant to support a household on, dummy.
Well, it's like somebody just said a minute ago, the owners of the restaurants will find a way around it. They're just going to hire less people, right? And they're going to make everything electronic like they're already doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you raise,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing even small business owners can tell you. Their biggest expense is paying for labor.
Yeah. Oh.
Take away the labor, you don't need to pay labor if you take away the labor.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it yourself.
I mean, that's the thing. It's, you either want, you know, to pay remedial jobs that aren't supposed to pay anything what they're supposed to pay, or you're going to pay triple for what you're getting. Pick one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Money's going to come from somewhere.
It's like
It's how business works. I don't understand where this line of thought has come from over the past few years that businesses making money is somehow immoral.
Yeah, and these businesses have done great at tricking the public into working for them. Right? Like you got to scan your own shit to check out instead of somebody getting paid to do it.
Hey, you know what? I'll scan my own shit to get less lip out of a cashier.
You go to some of these places, like if you've ever been to like a Lidl or an Aldi or something, they don't even have grocery baggers there. You got to bag your own shit. They'll scan it, but you got to bag your own shit, right? You got to pay for the cart. You got to put a quarter in some dispenser to even get a cart.
No, well, you remember when me and you hit up the grocery store in Pigeon Forge? I hadn't seen a grocery bagger in 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe the cashier doing it.
Mm-hmm. So that's like, we shop at Publix just for convenience because it's literally 500 feet from my house. I can see it. And they still have baggers, obviously, and they are more expensive than some of these other stores, and quite a bit more expensive if you're doing the kind of shopping that we do on a weekly basis for 4 people, a family of 4. But it's worth it because the store is always clean. They're always fully stocked. The people there, know what they're doing. So you have to pay a little bit extra for that kind of thing. I don't like I'm not filling up $200 of groceries in my cart and checking myself out.
No,
as Raj would say, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that unless they want to start paying me.
But I mean, baggers aren't the only thing. Go back 50 years. You had ushers, multiple ushers at every movie theater to show you to your seat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem by trying to say that you're supposed to be able to, feed a family of 3 or 4 off a minimum wage is you do away with jobs like that.
Hmm.
And I've made the case for years that minimum wage in itself is just immoral.
Yeah. I don't know. How's it immoral?
Yeah, how's minimum wage immoral?
Okay.
You have to tell people to be. You have to tell people to be good to other people. That's why we had to make laws to ban 8-year-olds from working in factories.
Well, child labor laws and minimum wage are 2 very different things. Now, anyway, how minimum wage
pays employees $2 an hour.
Okay, guess what? You don't have to take that job. That's the great thing about a voluntary system in a free country. If they want to pay you dog shit and you don't want it, you don't have to take it and you're no worse off.
Well, we were talking about this the other day with the World Cup and what's going on in Dubai with the slave labor they have there, immigrant slave labor. So for some of these people, Slim, and it's different in the United States than it is over there, obviously. So it's kind of apples and oranges, but for some people, literally the difference between living and dying might be that $3 an hour job that you're being pimped out for building a soccer stadium.
And I completely get that, but like you said, it is an apples and oranges comparison because this isn't Dubai.
Yeah, I understand.
But to the point on how minimum wage is immoral, what's a wage for any job? You want a job, somebody offers you a wage for it, you voluntarily accept it or not. Okay, sounds like a fine system. Now, what's minimum wage? A minimum wage is a third person coming into that same transaction and going, oh, no, you can't take that job for this wage, or no, you can't offer this wage for that job, you must pay this.
Yeah.
That is completely immoral.
Well, you know what's immoral is offering somebody a job that pays less than $7 an hour. That's immoral.
I think there's a plethora of people in this very country that aren't worth $7 an hour. There was a time I wasn't worth $7 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that I like the open market too, but I don't see anything immoral or wrong about saying this is the very basic minimum standard if you're going to employ somebody to have.
I don't mind having a minimum standard, but what it's become is minimum wage. Like I said earlier, was never meant to sustain a family with kids.
Yeah.
And if you're in a position where you're having to work a minimum wage job and you have a family with kids, that's your fault because you fucked up.
Right. I mean, you do have a point, Slim. But, you know, like minimum wage jobs were always meant for entry-level type of work, not really work that was, you know, not skilled work. Skilled work requires more pay.
But guess what minimum wage? But guess what minimum wage has done? Literally ever since its inception in the 30s, is take low-skilled workers out of the workforce because they, you know, teenagers. I mean, they're not paying a teenager $15 an hour. Why? Because they're a teenager. They're a fuck up. Well, and I mean, even the most responsible teenager is a fuck up by dint of being a teenager.
Thanks for that, Slim.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, I'm no exception to that. I'm sure Pete would admit he's no exception to that.
No, when I was a teenager, I was making whatever the minimum wage is, $7 an hour, $6.95, whatever it was.
$6.25.
Yeah.
I'm 34 years old. I still fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I fuck up every day. Hell, I fucked up twice before I started the show today. So.
Like I said, we've gotten to this whole line of thought that you're supposed to be able to support a family off a minimum wage, and no, you're not. You want to solve one of the biggest problems in this country? Drop the minimum wage, you'll see a whole lot more teenagers at work than running around, and I'm sure that'll solve a problem or two.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yes, but people do not. But if nobody works those jobs, then it has to go to automation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the reason stuff like McDonald's is going to automation and not hiring teenagers is because they have to pay so much more.
Yeah, I work for Parker's. You know that gas station? Parker's Kitchen? Yeah, I work for them. They just don't know it. Or I don't know it. They don't pay me. But every time I go in there, I got to check myself out. So apparently I work there. I just didn't.
Well, that's another job. I mean, I'm old enough to remember full-service gas stations.
Yeah.
They check your oil, check your wipers, do everything while they're filling you up.
Did you know that in New Jersey you're not allowed to pump your own gas?
Yeah, I knew
Yes, I did.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I've gotten gas.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten gas.
Oh. Why?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
People in New Jersey too stupid to pump gas?
Yeah, I've gotten gas in New Jersey.
Yeah. If you try to get out and pump your own gas, they literally won't let you.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight you about it.
I'm not either, but I guarantee you're paying more for gas in New Jersey than you are in a neighboring state that doesn't require that.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not paying extra for it, but if you want to pump my gas, by all means.
Yeah, and then you got to tip the guy, right?
Well, you don't have
to tip the guy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not paying extra for it. I'll just get out and pump my own gas if I got to pay extra.
They won't let you.
You know.
Yeah.
No, it's literally against the law in Jersey for you to pump your own
Yeah, they
gas.
won't let you.
Yeah, well, we just tipped the guy when we were in New Jersey.
That's insane.
I wonder what kind of money those guys make because...
I'm sure it's really good money.
I was going to say, because you got to figure, I mean, probably not everybody will tip you, but most people will, at least a few bucks, right? So let's say you fill up 100 tanks that day, and you get an average of, what, $3 or $4 per customer? I mean, on top of your pay, yeah, it sounds like they could potentially make a lot of money.
Right.
That look a great high school job.
So. Yeah.
Be boring as hell filling up people's tanks all day, but wait, whatever. Whatever pays the bills.
It's not hard.
No.
Yeah, the hardest part is having to talk to the people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
You know, there are some people that'll get on you about not filling their tank up quick enough.
Yeah.
Well, world's full of assholes. That ain't never going to change.
You can only fill it up as fast as the pump goes.
Yeah, if you hustle and you wash everyone's window too while they're waiting on the tank to fill up. You know what I'm saying?
Might get an extra tip.
Might get an extra tip.
Yeah, that $2 tip's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, $2 is $2.
Yes, except for argue with people.
I deliver pizzas in the summer, and I had someone order like 18 pizzas and not tip me.
Yeah, see, some people are just jerks. That's like the. I've never been a waiter or anything. I've never worked in restaurant food and beverage before, but
I did for an hour and a half.
You hear these horror stories. They'll have like a 15 and 20 person party, and they leave the waiter $0. It's like $1,000 bill. And they leave them $0. Like, that's just fucked up, man.
Well, that's why most restaurants, I don't know if they used to do it, but I know they do it now. You know, any party like over 12 people, they automatically add like 18% to the bill.
But say let's say it's an 8-person party, Slim, and they don't. Like, that's still egregious.
Well, I mean, if you think you're going to rid the world of shitty people, good
no,
luck.
You're not. It's just, it's a shitty thing. I tip very well, and I found that if you, especially if you go to a place regularly, all these places that I go to, there's probably 4 or 5 spots that I go to, monthly at least, sometimes more often than that. They all know I tip well, and I get better service than anybody else in that place when I walk in there, and that's why.
Right. Same thing with me. Exactly.
Yeah, if you're nice to someone, they're nice back.
Yeah.
Shocker.
And they give you a lot of free shit, too, if you tip well.
Right.
Learn that.
Like, we go to the same Mexican restaurant all the time. I don't even have to ask for it. I end up with a drink ready to go when we're ready to go out the door.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Free markets work, people. Let's get back to it. Obviously, letting lawyers run shit hasn't worked out so well.
Well, I work for less than minimum wage on YouTube.
Hell, when I started working, I think minimum wage was still under $7 when I started working.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well,
yeah, it was.
I think it was $6.25 when I got my first job, and that would have been in 1995.
Well, we also just talked about it. $7 doesn't get you nearly as far as it used to now.
No.
Well, that once again, only the government can create inflation, so that's something else you can blame on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it. Gas in 1995, when the minimum wage was $6.25, was when I got my first car in 1995. It was a
95 cents a gallon.
It was a 1985 Honda Prelude with 210,000 miles on it when I got it.
Wow.
Gas was 91 cents a gallon.
Yep.
There you go.
I remember it being in the like around 87, 88 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
But that's going back to the early 90s.
Like, I would take $5 on Monday. Now, I didn't drive around a lot. I drove to school and back and maybe around the neighborhood a little bit. But anyway, $5 was more than 5 gallons, and that lasted me the entire week transiting from school and back. $5.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, back in the day, like $5 was the norm. You stop at the gas station to put $5 in. Like, that was... Right. That's what everyone did.
Yeah, I remember when gas...
Yeah, $5 worth of gas wouldn't get me to school once.
Probably not even, man.
Gas was $2 a gallon.
So in Las Vegas, it was $5.35 last week.
And that's still with nationwide tax exemption right now. Because OPEC hit them. That's what you get for screwing around with OPEC.
Yeah, I've never...
You put $5 in your car now, the damn needle won't even move.
Right? No.
It's like that joke, Chris Rock, he said,
20%.
if you don't have at least $20 in your bank account, the ATM won't even talk to you.
Shit, imagine how bad it is for me. I imagine your Jeep gets better gas mileage than my truck does.
Probably.
Yeah, Jeep, it's a 6-cylinder Jeep, but it gets about 29 or 30 gallons, or miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I have to set my cruise all the way to work, all the way home every day to keep it right at about 18.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I got to run. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks, PigskinPeete.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, man. Appreciate you.
You guys have a good one. I'll see y'all later.
You too.
And go Tigers.
Go Tigers. I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
See ya.
I think we got Hoagie back here.
Hoagie.
Okay.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, so tell us about this beef between you and Mike Vick.
Lies, and more lies. There's never a beef. Yeah. It was just infatuated rumor.
Infatuated rumor. Okay.
I mean, it might not have been on your side, Hoagie, but I mean, there were several people that heard Vic say, "Fuck that guy."
Oh, I didn't.
Vic would never do that. But he would being that guy to the championship back in January.
All right.
What the hell?
Do you guys hear?
Damn dope head dancing in the street.
Somebody's echoing. I think it's Hoagie.
I'm not gonna be. It might be, but I'm not gonna be a long guy on there. Just as Clark.
His internet's not great either.
No.
Whatever. Clark said that there was.
All right, so Hoagie, I got to remove you because there's several things going on there. There's an echo. You're crackling up. You're going in and out. So, sorry, I can't listen to that.
Yeah, get him and TriStar in on the same show.
Yeah, Snack Crackle Pop. So that'd be the name of the show.
Tennessee man hasn't been on here. He was on here for a second. Didn't say anything.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He's probably going through a bad area or something.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Vic, give me your thoughts on. Well, I already know who you're picking. So
he's picking Tennessee clearly.
I'm picking Georgia.
You're picking Georgia. So what do you think about the spread, the 8.5 points? Because I picked Tennessee with the points.
Right. Yeah, I picked Tennessee with the points.
Okay. So you're not. All right. You're pretty practical then, I think.
Okay. One score.
Honestly, I was going to ask, what do you think the real chances are that Tennessee could upset Georgia in Athens, win outright? I mean, is there like a 10% chance, 30, 50? What do you think it is?
That's all I'll say. That's maybe about a 40.
40?
Yeah, I know that the FPI says it's 75 and 20.
Okay. Yeah, the FPI. Do people still pay attention to that?
Apparently.
I don't.
Yeah.
I used to, but I don't anymore.
All the FPI is like a rating on who would be favored in a head-to-head matchup, right? Like
I mean,
it gives like a bunch of percentages and stuff.
Yeah.
According to the FPI, Miami should be undefeated. So,
Hey.
Hey, FPI, you got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Boy, I got the Ohio State fans riled up yesterday.
I thought the FPI had Miami losing to Clemson though.
Yeah, but preseason they had us. Well, I think A&M just barely had a better chance. It was like it was like 55-45 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So FBI had y'all at 10-2. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's where I had Miami at 10-2.
No, my point earlier about Penn State. I mean, the two losses they have. You know, Michigan was a one-score game in the fourth quarter, and they were leading Ohio State going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I think Penn State's a little better than what some people are giving them credit for.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad, but
Now, the quarterback is. I mean, he's the reason for all these losses.
Yeah.
Sean Clifford's been bad for so long. He just keeps starting.
Yeah, they should win the rest of their games. So.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that he's the best option on that team. You would think they would have somebody.
Drew Allard's better than him. They just don't play him.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, you don't put in a true freshman unless you just have to.
Yeah.
I guess.
Drew who?
Drew who? If you want to see Ohio State fans get mad, I got them yesterday. By insinuating, I told Always Irish, I said, yeah, this is the best team that Notre Dame's going to play all year. Boy, the Ohio State people got mad about that. They were beating Ohio State at halftime. You guys remember that?
Yeah, they were.
Yes, they were.
They were. They were beating them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were.
So was Penn State.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. The two best teams Notre Dame has played this year, or the three best teams they played this year, the three best games they've played.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Ohio State, Carolina, and Syracuse.
Be worse.
And then their coach almost toted an L at midfield.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that impressed me the most about Ohio State is the fact they put 54 points on Iowa. Iowa's had an absolutely incredible defense all year. Ohio State went out there and hung it on it like it wasn't no problem.
Yeah.
But who had Iowa played though?
Well, I mean that's real simple though. When your offense is the exact mirror image, reverse image of your defense, and they can't do nothing, I mean your defense is going to give eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ohio State got a bunch of cracks at trying to score on them.
Well, I mean, I understand that Iowa hasn't played anybody, but
Ohio State hasn't really played anybody either.
Well, I'm not even talking about their schedule. I'm just talking about how terrible Iowa's offense is.
Yeah, Iowa's offense is abysmal. Kurt Farness is a great coach and all that, but as far as defense goes,
he's a good coach. I don't know about great.
No clue.
Well, I mean, all the offenses in the Big Ten West are trash. So
I mean, if he were to hire Art Briles tomorrow, that would be an unstoppable team.
I mean, look at it this way: they won a game, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Really, if you win a game by only scoring 7 points, but you lose a game and they only scored 10, and you lose a game and they only scored 9. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. That's an outstanding defense. The offense, if these guys had a modern-day offense, they would be a real threat in their division.
Oh, yeah. Well, literally, what was it, the first or second game of the year, their defense literally outscored their offense.
So let's do this. Who's got the
first game?
Who's got the better offense, Ohio State or Tennessee?
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Triggered Tennessee fans all over the
I know the team that has the best quarterback.
I don't think I might agree with you. It's probably Ohio State, but I don't think there's really that big of a separation between the two, honestly.
I think Ohio State might have a marginally better offense.
I think that
I would say their defense is lands and miles ahead of Tennessee.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I don't think Ohio State's offense is at all miles ahead of Tennessee's. I think they're pretty comparable, but like you said, the defense that's a night and day difference.
Absolutely.
Who's got the more balanced team, Georgia or Tennessee? Well, Georgia does.
Yeah, definitely Georgia.
It's funny, man. If you look at Georgia's offensive stats, people don't really associate Georgia with having a great offense, but they do. I mean, statistically, they do.
And it's really remarkable considering how bad old Stequavius is.
Yeah,
he's been pretty bad.
Especially in a couple of these games. Especially in a couple of these games where he's made some really boneheaded plays. And I'll be the first one to tell you, in at least half of the games we've played, he's thrown 2 or 3 passes that should have been interceptions that weren't.
Mm-hmm.
They were certainly interceptable balls, and we got lucky.
Stetson Bennett has 9 passing touchdowns in 8 games. That's insane.
That's almost like DJ Ukulele numbers from last season.
Yeah. Well, like Brock Bowers' touchdown against Florida last week. I mean, literally, they both bumbled it around, and Brock Bowers just came down with it.
Listen, if you're a defender and the ball hits you in the helmet after it's hit your hand, you should have intercepted that ball.
Yeah.
Well, I think if ball touches hands, you must catch ball. That's the rule as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're talking about it's a miracle he got a hand on it, I don't know if you should catch that ball.
So this game right here, I believe, is an elimination game this weekend. And now that's not set in stone. There's still a lot of other things that can happen around the country, but I think the loser of the
committee loves more than putting in an SEC team.
Yeah, but the loser of this game, I believe, most likely will miss the playoffs.
Right. Well, don't forget,
I don't know. I think it's certainly possible that if Tennessee loses this game in a close one, and then Georgia dominates the rest of its schedule and Tennessee dominates the rest of its schedule, with the way the College Football Playoff Committee is, I believe they would rank Tennessee 4 just to save their own face.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but my problem is if you look around the country, there's only 4 spots, and there's very likely that you're going to have several undefeated conference champions out there.
Several, maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Clemson's losing in the ACC championship.
Okay,
though, so
right. Stop
2.
it. Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
But anyway, what I'm saying is you're running out of slots, and you can't leave. Like, in other words, you can't take a Georgia who's a 1-loss, non-division, non-conference champ and put them ahead of a 13-1 Pac-12 team, or 12-1 Pac-12 team.
What was the breakdown? What was the breakdown of teams in the year that Auburn beat Alabama and Georgia? I think it was 2018?
2017.
2017. You know, Georgia and Alabama both lost to Auburn back-to-back. Georgia
Auburn had 2 losses that year.
Auburn, and then Alabama leapfrogs and into the playoff.
Yeah.
I thought we had an undefeated team, 2 or 3 teams at that time that they leapfrogged. I think UCF was one of them.
Part of the reason
UCF,
they didn't crack UCF in the top 10.
Yeah.
Miami collapsed at the end of the year and lost back-to-back to Pitt and Clemson. So I mean, it was some things went on to help Alabama. It was some things went on to help Ohio State in 2014. But if you've got 3,
is 2017 Alabama the year Penn State should have made the playoffs?
No, that was to me that was 2014.
I'm talking about the year Penn State won the Big Ten and didn't make the playoff.
That was 20.
Is that 2014?
No,
I thought it was
16.
Oh, okay, it's 16 then. My
This
bad.
year, State won the Big Ten.
And then Ohio State got shut out by Clemson.
That's right. And
31-0. Thank you.
they beat Ohio State.
I think Penn State would have given Clemson a game at least.
I think if you've got an undefeated TCU, just say for the sake of argument, you got an undefeated TCU, Georgia, and Clemson. Those 3 are in, and
Clemson won't be undefeated. But okay.
And really nobody outside of that would have a better argument if you've got a 1-loss Oregon Pac-12 champion.
Or a 1-loss USC, or a 1-loss UCLA.
I still don't think USC is very good.
Or an undefeated Ohio State.
Well, never mind.
Billy Cole says a 9-1 SEC team would get in before an undefeated ACC champ. Well, you know what? That is definitely wrong. Wrong.
Well, we know so this is what we know so far. So out of the what, 5, I think there's 6 teams right now that's undefeated. Out of those 6 teams, 4 of those teams play each other.
Yeah.
So you got Ohio State and Michigan. So you're going to be, somebody's got to lose that game. You got Georgia, Tennessee, and somebody's got to lose that game. So that's going to drop you to no more than 3 undefeated teams.
And I still don't think TCU's going undefeated.
No,
Probably not.
You can have 4 undefeated teams at the end of the year. It's very possible.
So we talked about this last night.
Big 10, ACC, SEC, and Big 12 champions.
I don't know. I don't know why I think this. I just feel like it's more likely that the Big Ten gets 2 teams in the playoffs than any other conference, even more than the SEC.
Oh, they'll put 2 SEC.
And the reason is because it's Michigan and Ohio State. Now it depends on how that game goes. If one of those teams gets blown out by the other, it might make a difference. But if it's a close game, I like the team that loses that probably could still backdoor their way into the playoff.
Even over an undefeated TCU?
Not over
an undefeated anybody, but there would have to be a 4th spot available there for it to happen. But
they would need
I think this year is probably our best chance at having 4 undefeated conference champions in there.
Yeah.
Because there's not much left ahead of TCU other than Texas for them to really worry about.
Yeah, I don't know what you don't ever know what you're going to get out of Texas to start with.
Yeah.
So you could get a TCU, a Michigan and/or Ohio State, a Georgia and/or Tennessee, and a Clemson. So I mean, you could certainly get 4 different conferences here.
Yeah.
I'm really curious with as close as TCU is to Oregon right now. Well, let me back up. When Michigan or Ohio State, one of those guys is going to lose, and the Georgia, Tennessee is going to lose, how far down is that going to knock them? And if Oregon wins the Pac-12, which they should, I'm really curious as to how they're going to look at that one loss that they have being against a top-rated Georgia, especially if Georgia wins here.
I mean, it was also non-competitive. They have to look at that.
But it was also week one.
It was week one.
It's better to have those kind of games early in the season than late when it's fresh on everybody's mind. Yeah. But first of all, to answer your question, I think there's 100% chance. I don't care what else is happening, unless there's 4 undefeated conference champions outside of the Pac-12. But in a 12-1 Oregon Pac-12 champ is getting into the playoffs.
Over a certain one-loss ACC champion?
Yes.
We're not going to have a one-loss. Well, we are going to have a one-loss ACC champion, but it's not going to be North Carolina. It's going to be Clemson.
North Carolina matches up well with Clemson.
Do they, though?
Yeah, they match up.
They do. The weaknesses on Clemson's defense that you're talking about with all those Irish are exactly what North Carolina does well.
Okay, and the weakness on Clemson's offense is Miami's strength. Our D-line is our strength, and I think they're going to have fun with that offensive line at Clemson.
Yeah. Well, keep dreaming, everybody. I know it sucks to be you.
Currently,
they might put 50 on you.
Currently, Clemson is
a better receiver and
a half-point favorite over Miami.
Yeah.
And a better quarterback.
Hey, I've seen Miami win games when they were a bigger underdog.
I've seen Tennessee lose to Georgia Southern one year. I mean, it's rare, but it does happen.
Miami was over a 30-point dog to UCLA in '98, and Miami went out there and spanked them.
And Tyler Van Dyke is going to be seeing ghosts all day long, sir. You know it, and I know it.
I doubt it.
So your defensive line versus defensive line. Right?
Because as bad as our O-line is, y'all are about as bad as Georgia. Y'all can't buy a sack.
Clemson?
Well, I think part of that
what are you talking about?
I got my Georgia blinders on here, but somebody check on this and just make sure I'm not losing my mind. If you go back and you watch the games that Georgia has played in, it seems to me that a lot of teams change their game plan just a little bit to get rid of the ball quicker when they play Georgia.
I mean, yeah, we get pressure, but we don't get sacks. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. They're absolutely getting pressure, but I think people expected the sack numbers to be better than what they were.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it gets harder to sack a quarterback whenever they change their game plan to get rid of the ball as quick as possible. They're not standing back there looking for super deep threats. They're trying to get rid of the ball quickly. And when that happens, I mean, unless you got 2 Jordan Davises, which nobody does, you're not getting back there that fast. So
I'm trying to pull up. Let's see, where is that? Sacks. So Clemson has 22 sacks this year. Slim.
That's pretty mid.
Is it?
How many sacks does Miami have?
More than that. I'm driving down the road. I can't look it up.
I mean, that's,
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
22. That's averaging. It's almost 3 per game on average, Slim. I mean, that's not good.
Well, hell, we had 5 or 6 against North Carolina alone.
Yeah, let's find out then.
And still lost. It's crazy.
Well, when your offense isn't producing.
I know, against some terrible defense. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't the first time I've seen it. I mean, as good as defense was in 2017, offense still was not producing against bad defenses.
Here you go. Is defense sacks for Miami 29.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
sacks per game, Miami's 3rd in the country.
That's not correct.
I told you we're leading in sacks and tackle for loss.
Miami's 2nd in the ACC in sacks per game to who?
They're 5th. Miami's 5th in the country.
I'm looking at sacks per game.
Yep, sacks per game. Louisville 33, Cincinnati 30, Liberty 30, Bowling
Green. They're getting 30
33.
sacks a game.
Huh?
They're
no,
getting 30
this is
sacks
total.
a game.
Total.
Talking about total.
Well, yeah, in total number, yes, but
okay, sacks per game. Louisville 4.412.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miami's 3.9.
So hold on now. Louisville leads the country in sacks?
No,
what
they're 2nd in sacks per game. Cincinnati's 1st.
Okay. So that we're
Southern.
I'm looking. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm looking at NCAA.com. I don't know where you guys are looking.
So you guys are talking about 2 different things. You're talking about per game, average, and then total. 2 different things.
Per game average.
Well,
8 games, 33 sacks. That's 4.12 per game.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Okay.
Cincinnati's got 30, 3.75. Liberty has 30. That's 3.75. Bowling Green has 33. That's 3.67 because they played 9 games instead of 8. And Miami has 29 sacks for 3.62 there.
Okay, so that puts them third in the Power 5.
All right. So Miami's got a lot of sacks. Good for you. Let's look at the offense.
I just got done saying the offense was terrible.
I know. Let's look at it, though. Let's see how terrible it really is.
They scored 24.
No, it's not going to be as bad as it was last week because they've already said Van Dyke will be back. So.
Well, didn't you hear, Pete? They get a lot of yards, so they must be a good offense.
Right.
That has been their problem, though. They've moved the ball up and down the field on everybody. It's been red zone that's killed.
Yeah, there's 80 yards between the 20s.
And your opponents to score more points.
I just discovered that Georgia's 5th in the country on third down conversion rates.
Wow. That's what I just said, Luke. That's why I still said that they're a terrible offense.
Okay.
So Tyler Van Dyke is 1,700 yards, 64.1 completion percentage, an average of 7.3 yards per play. 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's not very good. And he's been sacked 12 times.
I'll take that number. I'm going to be honest with you because that's down.
Oh, here's an interesting stat. You'll like this, Pigskin Pete. On fourth down conversion rate, Clemson is 3rd in the country behind Ohio State and Georgia.
Yeah.
Now, see, I think that could be real deceptive though, because most teams don't go for very many. So great. Well, I mean, if you're 2 for 3, you're 75%.
That's true because the Clemson doesn't go for it a lot on fourth down. And
Clemson is 6 for 7.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oregon is 13 for 16.
That's pretty good.
Georgia is 8.
Yeah.
Georgia is 8 for 9.
That's good.
Tennessee is 14 for 19.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Miami's not even on the list. Sorry.
No,
Carolina's pretty good on fourth down.
I don't expect them to be.
Look at
what kills and I'll that actually leads right into something I was going to say. To me, the epitome of Miami's offense is I've seen them stopped at least 8 to 10 times this year on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they cannot get a yard on 4th down, but the offensive coordinator is the problem. Right.
I don't think the offensive coordinator is the problem. I think it's that you don't have your own stadium. North Carolina is 14 for 19.
So 14 for 19?
Here we go again.
Hey, Brett, look up red zone scoring offense. I know Clemson was in the lead at some point early in the season. They had like 20 straight red zone trips that all resulted in points, whether it was field goals or touchdowns.
Okay. Red zone offense. Here we go. Georgia number 1 at 97.9%. Ohio State at number 2 at 97.6%, and Clemson number 3 at 97.4%. So between third and first place is 5 1,000ths%.
Wow.
Now scroll for 5 minutes and come back to us. I want to know where Miami is on the list to prove my point.
The list only goes to 50, and Miami's not on it.
Yeah, wow.
Is this touchdown percentage or scoring percentage?
It's scoring percentage.
Yeah.
Okay.
How often they score when they're in their red zone? Because I know Miami's is absolutely abysmal.
I'm on the same page Brett is, and I don't see Miami in the top 50.
Yeah. So
I know they're not. I wanted to see exactly where
Miami's 53rd.
Really? I figured it would be worse.
So Clemson.
Here's another stat that a lot of people don't know, but maybe they should. UCF is number 1 in the country in red zone defense.
Yeah.
Georgia is number 2.
Where's Clemson on that list?
Let's see. Clemson, Miami's 34, so there's a bright spot. But I don't see Clemson on the list.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Well, I've said all year Miami's defense has been their really only bright spot.
Clemson's 60th, Pete.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
North Carolina 77th.
Right.
Prove my point. Miami's beating Clemson by 111.
Right.
Oh, North Carolina's a better defense than South Carolina. Confirmed. South Carolina's 90th.
Here's another cool little fact. Clemson is number 4, tied for tied for fourth. It was because 3 teams are tied for first. So in number 4 position for block kicks, Clemson. 4.
Yeah, I did know that.
Duke is second in the country in turnover margin.
We're against Georgia Tech, right?
Well, yeah, when you get 8 turnovers in one game, that'll sure help
That's
that
true.
stat.
USC is number 1.
Fewest penalties in the country. Navy, number 1. Air Force, number 2. Oklahoma State, number 3. And Georgia at number 4.
Wow.
Those numbers come in at 29 penalties, 30 penalties, 31, and 32.
So 2 of the service academies, that's not a coincidence that those guys are disciplined, huh?
I don't think so. I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
Clemson 7th in the country in tackles for loss.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know where we are as far as
14.
the penalties, but I know that's something that I'll give Mario credit. I've seen a noticeable difference in this year, with the exception of one game. And I mean, if they have one ugly game with penalties, I'll take that with the way Miami usually gets penalized.
Somebody wants to know, how many times has Hendon Hooker been sacked? Give me a second and I'll tell you. Let me pull
So
up.
what have the most penalties?
Most penalties?
I have that up. Hold on. Hendon Hooker's been sacked.
Alabama's got to be one of the most penalized teams in the country, right? Didn't they commit like 30 penalties in one game?
Well, it was the same week. Miami had just as many penalties against Virginia Tech. Now, we managed to win that game somehow.
Okay, so how do I find out how many times? Okay, Hendon Hooker's been sacked 12 times. Yep. Look at these.
Stroud's been sacked 7 times all year.
Look at these numbers here. So, Hooker, 2338 yards, 71.2 completion percentage, average of 10.7, 21 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That's
cute.
That's
how many times has he been sacked?
12.
Is that a lot, or is that not much?
That's not a lot.
That's an average, just over 1 a game. So.
Okay. So Georgia's at 7.
Yeah.
Hendon Hooker's stats are cute and all.
Okay, let's look up Drake May.
Their Hendon Hooker stats are really cute for a guy that was so mid in the ACC Coastal.
That's true.
Yeah.
Had to take a step down in competition.
Yeah. Look at that. He leaves that gauntlet of a division in the ACC Coastal, and all of a sudden he's a Heisman candidate.
Hey, he couldn't even beat out what's-his-face last year, though, or 2 years ago. What was the guy that was there before? The quarterback at Tennessee before him?
Dude that went to Michigan?
Milton, right?
Joe Milton?
Yeah, Milton.
Yeah.
Before that, I think it was Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
And it was Jarrett Garrett.
Jarrett. Oh yeah. Wow.
I don't even count him as a quarterback. I don't think that qualifies.
All right, here you go.
A lot of people said the same thing about Martinez, and now he's at K-State killing it.
Now
I think that's just anybody that goes to Nebraska is guaranteed to fail.
Heisman candidate Drake May.
I have Drake May's stats pulled up right now, and I got to say I agree with Luke here. The fact that he's not even being considered for the Heisman is really a travesty. They're 7-1. He's got almost 2,700 yards, a 71% completion percentage, 29 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
He also has 3 rushing touchdowns and has leads North Carolina in rushing.
What about that Western Kentucky quarterback last year that blew out all of...
You're not comparing a guy that played in
Conference
USA to a dude that plays in the Power 5.
Yes, I absolutely am.
Yeah, well,
he blew out all of Joe Burrow's numbers. It's a stats award, is it not?
Yeah, so what about
Michael
Penix? I mean, at Washington, he's leading.
Michael Penix is thrown for 2,900 yards, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
It's not just about the stat.
Isn't winning.
See, that's the thing about North Carolina is winning. I mean, you might not like the way they're winning. You might not like who they're winning against, but they're 7-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And not to mention they have 29 pass touchdowns on the year, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ohio State's the only team that has more, and it's only by 1. I know Ohio State has 30.
C.J. Stroud has 29.
Yeah.
I've watched one North Carolina game, and Drake May look pretty mid to me.
Yeah, I don't know what you watched.
Still throw for 300 yards against Miami?
I think he did, but he threw just as many touchdowns as he did interceptions in that game.
I want to throw a crazy stat out here because I just stumbled across it. I didn't realize this. Tennessee, we all know Hendon Hooker's an excellent, elite quarterback. He's gonna be playing on Sundays. There's no doubt about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, He's gonna play Saturdays. He's gonna play Sundays. Even if he's on the scout team, he's gonna play NFL.
Well, somebody will pick him up. I just
being
don't
on a roster.
necessarily.
I'm thinking like starting quarterbacks.
Jake Fromm's on a roster.
Yeah.
He's actually not anymore. He retired.
Yeah.
I thought somebody picked him back up and put him on their practice squad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or made him like.
So, Washington is number 1 in the country at 3,034 yards. Tennessee is number 2 at 2,827. And then it's nickel and dime from there to Georgia. So at number 8 is Georgia at 2,625. So there's a 200-yard difference on offense between Georgia and Tennessee.
Is it passing offense?
Passing offense, yeah. It's only 200 yards difference. And if you watch these teams play, you would never think that was the case. You would think that Tennessee would be ahead by a landslide. But Tennessee actually rushes the ball more than they pass. I mean, it's just crazy.
But not really, because Georgia's MO this year has been a pass within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and somebody breaking it off.
Just give the ball to Brock Bowers and let him be Brock Bowers.
Georgia's lived off of yak yards this year, most definitely in their pass game.
Yeah.
Georgia has 204 receptions, but we have 204 receptions, but we have 286 carries.
Yeah, I'll bet we probably lead the country in yards after catch, right?
I would agree with that.
You know what? I can find out.
Who leads? You guys know who leads the Power 5 in yards per catch?
No, yards after the catch.
I'm talking yards per catch.
No, we don't know.
Well, I'm guessing
we
it's.
know Drake May.
He's a receiver, Slim.
That's
It's Antoine Green at 24.5 yards a catch.
Pass yards per completion.
Antoine Green.
Air Force, Army, Navy.
Antoine Green has 564 yards on the
Come on
season.
now, Luke. I mean, according to you, Drake May's the greatest. He can't throw it and then run out there and catch his own pass?
Looks to me like Josh Downs is a better receiver than Green, at least statistically, Luke.
Yeah.
Do what?
Josh Downs.
Yeah.
He's got better stats than Green does.
Yeah, he's the number 1 receiver.
He's got more receptions. He's got more touchdowns. About the same amount of yards.
I mean, Josh Downs are number 1. Antoine's are number 2.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that can be deceiving. I mean, look when, and I'll just use Tampa.
Josh Downs is also going to be a first-round pick.
Because their offense was humming. Evans had more catches and touchdowns, but somebody like Cameron Brate had more yards. So you can put up a whole bunch of yards, but your go-to guy's going to end up having more catches and touchdowns.
Yeah, Antoine Green's like the deep threat. Josh Downs is the best receiver.
So it appears that by a long shot, the star defensive player is Gray. The
Cedric
linebacker.
Gray, yeah.
Yeah.
Cedric Gray and Power Eccles.
He leads the team in both tackles and interceptions.
He's good. I'll give him credit. He was pretty good.
Yeah, that's our middle linebacker.
Against Miami's terrible offense.
Power.
Yeah, we have 2 good linebackers. Our D-line can't get any pressure, though, and our secondary struggle.
They look good against terrible offenses.
Yes, ASAP. So
They actually haven't looked very good. They just stopped the run well.
Webster is trying to get in.
Jeff Webster's trying again. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff. I didn't see you. I was looking at the ESPN stat sheet there.
I just wanted to let everybody know so that they would hear it from me that I've had a very serious health turn in the negative.
Okay.
I've retained a bunch of liquid. I'm not going to go into great details, except that if you can imagine what 3 2-liter bottles of soda look like sitting on your counter, that's how much fluid has been cathetered out of my body in the last 30 hours.
Man,
30 hours. I've had 6 liters of fluid taken off. I already have a bad hip, so they're worried about vascular damage to my legs. And the short-term answer to that is, it doesn't have anything to do with my heart. So I am an arrhythmia patient, but this has nothing to do with the cardiac. this has to do with my legs and my hip. And so they have put me in where I am sitting right now, a rehab clinic. And they have put me on a 10-day rehab program. So for 10 days, I'm stuck here. I've got friends watching the house, and Colo went to a buddy's. So I've made all my arrangements or whatever. But I just wanted to let everybody know, if they don't see me as often, or they hear one story and they don't hear, and they hear another version, this is the real version. Because of my weight and because of I weighed in at 342, and I had all this excess fluid on me, and it's done some damage to my legs, and it's made it difficult for me to walk and get around. I've had to use a cane. Well, they don't want me to have to use a cane, so they sent me to this rehab clinic where I'll be going through 90 minutes of rehab a day with one nurse, and there's like another half hour of something that I do with another. And in any event, I'm stuck at this damn rehab clinic. And guess what? And I want to hear you all laugh, because if this happened to you, I would be laughing. I'm on a cable system that does not have ESPN or ESPN2.
Oh, no.
Well,
I'm sitting here with the networks, the 4 networks, and the Big Ten network. I don't have FS1. I don't have ESPN2, ESPNU, the flagship. I don't have the mothership.
Ooh.
What am I going to do for 10 days?
You get the Big Ten network, but not ESPN.
I would ask the room, should I have just shot myself?
Well, good thing you still have YouTube, because there'll be plenty of people streaming games if you aren't able to watch them.
Well, and you can get the ESPN app on your phone and watch on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, let me change gears for you here real quick. If you have a smartphone, which I'm going to assume you do, you can download something called YouTube TV to your phone, and I believe they have a 30-day trial.
Yeah.
So
and you'll get all the channels.
That will give you all of the ESPNs, the SEC network, all the ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox Sports South, FS1.
Yeah.
It gives you everything. So that would be my recommendation. Yes, sir.
You'll just have to make sure that you cancel the free trial before it's up, otherwise they'll just start charging your card, Yeah,
it's like, but in comparison to regular cable, it's a streaming, you stream it. But in comparison to regular cable, it's like $70 a month, $65 a month.
Yeah, it's close to like what I paid for Hulu, but it's similar to that. Yeah. And it's a 3-month trial, or how long is it?
I think it's just 30 days.
30 days. Okay.
But that'll get you through most of football season.
Yeah, but it's like a free. So in other words, I could download this app and watch it till like November 20th, and it would be free.
Yeah, that's looking at it right now. I just looked it up.
21
YouTube TV, try it free. Let me see if I can tell you how long it's going to be.
That was 21 days.
Okay, 21 days.
I mean, all he needs it for is this weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm just throwing it out there. There's a certain period of days you get for free that you can use, and then if you cancel it before those free days run out, they don't charge you.
Right. Now those days count whether or not you log in or whatever. It's going to count the days. So if you were to start it today, then you had 25 days on the 25th of November, you would be done, and then it will start charging you $54.99 a month.
Okay, and it's 25 free days.
Yeah,
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so like if I watched 22 free days and canceled it, I wouldn't get dinged.
Right.
I would cancel it. I would cancel it on day 20 just to be ahead of the
Or
curve.
even before that. I mean, whenever you're done using it.
Yeah. Well, God be with me. God be with me. I'm only going to need it for this weekend and next weekend.
Yeah.
10 days.
Yeah. So right now,
YouTube TV when Dish was having a contract dispute with Disney. So.
All right, so here I found it on the YouTube TV website. It says enjoy 2 free weeks of everything live TV should be. New users only, cancel anytime, terms apply. So 2 weeks. You get 14 days.
Okay.
I signed up for it. It was 21 days. Wow.
Yeah, they send me stuff all the time offering me. I want to say it's 3 months. Maybe it's 30 days, something like that. But
I'm always getting something on YouTube that says something about. Are we talking about the thing that's called YouTube TV?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm always getting flashes about that, and I've just ignored up until now. So now I guess I need to pay
30 days. I would use that one.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, I didn't mean to bring the mood in the room down.
But so hold on. So, but you're gonna live though, right? You're not dying.
As far as I know.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, congratulations on not dying.
No, it's just what happened, Pete, was I walked from my kitchen into my bedroom with a load of laundry, and I stepped into the bedroom and just somebody tackled me. I just went, boo, fell right on my face, fell right onto the laundry basket. And I was just, my glasses fell off. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I rolled over and I tried to get up, and like my legs were numb.
Oh, that's not good.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not good. So a good friend of mine who's in the Knights of Columbus with me is a paramedic. So I called him and told him what happened, and he said, you're having an edema attack. You better call the paramedics. I said, I'm not calling the paramedics. He said, can you get up? And I said, hell, I'm sitting here next to the edge of the bed. So I grabbed the edge of the bed, and I could not get up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when the little bell in my head went, not right, not right, not right, not right, not right. And, yeah, and the doctor looked at me, and he looked at my legs, and he said, we're going to put you on a diuretic that you're not going to like, and we're going to give you a catheter, and you're not going back home. You're going to this DPO, which is Des Moines Physical Occupation or something like that. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. So I just thought I would let everybody know what the case is, and I hope all your teams do well tomorrow. And I guess I'm going to actually get to watch some football tomorrow.
Yeah. Well.
So anyway, I'll step back out of the room. I just thought I'd let everybody know, and if you want to spread the word for me or whatever, so that it's not 8 different versions of the story. Here you heard it from me.
Okay. So. Yes. Before you leave, Jeff, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why you during toward the end of my show, you kind of left when we were about to do my Vic Okie, and you never came back.
Okay, when was this?
Last week. Yeah. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, I think you just abruptly left my stream and didn't come back.
So what you're saying is that Jeff Webster didn't have no interest in Vic Okie. What you're saying?
No. Oh no, that's not true. I usually stay for Vic Okie. No. What happened is I got an emergency call from the shelter downtown.
Oh.
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm on the list of rotation guys that work at the shelter, and they had a couple of a homeless shelter where Catholic Charities where they do a lunch and a dinner. They don't do breakfast, but they do a lunch and a dinner, and then they have an emergency housing overnight. And I work about two 5-hour shifts a month there. They get 10 hours out of me for charity work. And they called me because 2 guys didn't show up, and they were undermanned. And they said, "It's Friday night. We know you're not covering anything on a Friday night. Can you come in?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I just forgot to tell you, Vix.
Is anybody else catching what Vic's putting down? He's again trying to start beef with somebody. You hear this, right?
I see it. I hear it. I don't know why you guys mean to everybody.
He's just asking why I disappeared. I didn't realize. I'm sure I did. I'm not arguing whether I did or not. But there was no foul intention. I just had to run down to CC. Catholic Charity.
I don't know, man. This is a pattern. I mean, first...
Vic, don't you let him get away with that.
Yeah, first Hoagie, then Celine Driver, now Jeff Webster. Who's next? Me? Huh?
Oh,
What's going on?
He left. Hey, Vic. We're just playing, man. We're just playing.
Damn, Vic.
Vic doesn't like us, I guess.
Vic is... there he is. He's back. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, Vic.
Yes,
I missed out. I missed out. So somebody fill me in. What's the Vic / Nate deal with the hair?
I don't know, but Vic he's just going around. He wants all the smoke with everybody. He's like a kamikaze, man.
I like that, man. He ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like Lou said, he's kind of like a madman. He's just on a rampage.
Yeah.
That's right.
I respect it. I like it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for the time. And hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay.
All right. See you later, Jeff. I'm going to go around telling everybody that Jeff's terminal. That's what I'm going to start. He wants me to spread the right word. Well, he asked the wrong person. Everyone that asks him be like, well, Jeff's dying. You didn't know that? Oh, man.
So thoughts and prayers for our friend Jeff.
Yeah. Thoughts and thoughts for our buddy Jeff.
Or prayer.
Not the Edison Island or Edisto Island thoughts, the Sullivan Island thoughts, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Nobody else gets that but us, but yeah. I just realized what time it was. I actually have to go. It's 1:15. So, but appreciate you all, gentlemen. Another great show. Appreciate you all coming on. Brett, Vic, Slim, Luke, the whole.
We appreciate you too, Pete.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for having me on. You guys have a good day, man. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing some stuff with the game, so hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, good luck to all your teams, unless you are obviously a Notre Dame fan.
Or a Miami fan, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just please don't let the Baltards come back.
That should be a good game tomorrow between Georgia and Tennessee. It really should. I think it's going to come down, maybe not to the last play or anything, but definitely to the fourth quarter. So
I need Georgia to blow them out. Tennessee fans need to shut up.
You say that, Brett. This is probably going to be the greatest Miami FSU game I've ever seen because the band isn't going to be there, so I don't have to hear that dumbass song all throughout the damn game.
Yeah.
They're going to play
It'll be the ultimate mid-off, though.
You don't have to.
We're going to play it on the loudspeaker.
I highly doubt that.
Hey, do they bring that show pony over to the away games too, or is that just at Doak?
That's just at the trailer park.
Okay.
Did they at least have the white frat kid dress up?
Yeah, he rides a golf cart on the sideline.
He rides a golf cart, yeah. Nothing like a Native American on a golf cart. That's really how it works.
Give him a little toy horse.
What is the name of the horse?
Well, it's Chief Osceola, and what is the name of the horse? That's a good question.
Renegade or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Spot or something.
Spot.
Slim, you're a Florida State fan. You should know this.
It is a very specific type of horse. Of course, I'm not a horse person, so I couldn't tell you one from another, but whatever the breed of horse it is very specific.
It's a fucking spotted horse. Call him Spot.
Yes.
Call him Spot. Just in case anybody wanted to know, the Indian name of the guy who's playing Chief Osceola is Josh Haley.
Yeah, that sounds real Indian.
It's like Tanner. Hey, what's the Chief's name?
Assumed.
Oh, that's Tanner Smith. Yeah. He belongs to Gappa Gappa. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, Jackson.
2020, how do they get away with not giving that scholarship to somebody from the reservation?
Maybe they don't want it.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to go to Florida State. The second-class school.
Bring it up. What do you say?
All right, Slim. Well, I guess you're done for the day. But so am I. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Really, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you. Oh, shit. What am I doing here? Well, there we have it. Another edition of the Midday Show, Friday edition. I'll be back tonight at 10 p.m. for the college football call-in show. I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about. There always is on a Friday night. Of course, I wasn't here last Friday night for the show, so I didn't do it. And the week before that, Tiger Baskins was on a sabbatical, so I haven't seen or talked to Tiger Baskins on the air in the better part of a month now, 3 weeks. So hopefully he's available tonight to come co-host the show with me. If not, the show still goes on. All right. Everyone have a great Friday. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you tonight.